We've made it to our final destination, the beautiful, vibrant, and exciting Key West. And we've kicked off our stay with the Sunset Celebration. It is a nightly street carnival at Mallory Square overlooking Key West Harbour. It features arts and crafts exhibitors, street performers, food carts, psychics, musicians, as well as entertainers. Crowds of visitors from around the world flock to the celebration each evening to observe and applaud the setting of the sun over the water. Key West is located closer to Cuba than it is Miami. Key West is Florida's southernmost subtropical paradise. A unique, rich history, natural beauty, cultural diversity, historic architecture, and romantic appeal makes the island a destination far removed from the rest of the United States. Key West's balmy climate, historic structures, and easygoing lifestyle have long provided a refuge for writers, artists, and free spirits seeking a place to soothe and satisfy a quest for independence in mind, body, and soul. We're talking about Ernest Hemmingway, Tennessee Williams, Robert Frost, Judy Blume, and Jimmy Buffett. Those are just a few of the famous creatives who discovered inspiration in the island city. Key West has the largest historic district of wood frame buildings in the nation, and history lovers can discover the island's Bahamian and Cuban heritage prevalent around the island in restaurants, cigar shops, and museums. Coming up, we're going to be talking to an admiral, and we're going to be checking out some of the best key lime pie at Kermit's. There's so much more coming up on Morning Live from the Florida Keys. We are here at the Sunset Celebration, and we are taking a deep dive into history. We're talking about the Conch Republic. Now, Julie's got all that information. She's going to give us a little synopsis on what the Conch Republic actually is. Hi, Julie.
Sure, hi, nice to meet you. Welcome to the Conch Republic.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to introduce you to my husband, Finbar. He is the Admiral of the Conch Republic military, the First Sea Lord, and also the Supreme Commander of Military Forces.
Wow, now you hold a very important position as well, don't you?
I do. I'm the Secretary of the Navy, so I keep them in track.
Good for you. That's what it takes sometimes, right?
I know.
Okay, Conch Republic. For viewers that are unaware, what is it?
Sure. The Conch Republic geographically is the Florida Keys, from Key Largo to Key West.
Okay.
And what happened is there's always been smuggling through the Keys, and in the 80s there was a lot of smuggling, and the federal government put up a roadblock in Florida City. And all of a sudden, nobody could get to Key West. Your cars were being searched. You were waiting for 4 hours to get in. It was just kind
impossible.
of, it was hard. So the chamber was trying to figure out what can we do to get this to, get changed. And they wrote a letter to the governor, and the governor is like, sorry, it's a federal roadblock. We can't do anything about it. So then they wrote to President Reagan, and he was like, no response at all.
Oh, no.
So they decided,
please help us.
they don't want to take it down. Then we are considered a foreign country, and we'll secede and ask for $1 billion in aid, which we're still waiting for. But what happened is the chamber went to do something legal in Miami, and they decided, they were going to do this and call it the Conch Republic. So they walk out, and there are TV newscasters from around the world that are there.
Wow. And
the Conch Republic literally took off. That day, they flew back to Key West, and here at Mallory Square, they did an official succession. They had somebody make a flag, which is now our Conch Republic and Key West City, Key West flag.
Amazing.
Rose it, and there was a Navy captain that was there, and somebody took a loaf of Cuban bread and whacked him over the head, and then the war began. So now Finbar has got Tropical Trip Stock, which is now the Opal Resort, and they have the Western Union, and they go out for sunsets every night, and they decided that this time they were going to look for a target of opportunity because we have the Coast Guard base here, and there's a lot of military.
Yep.
So they go out in the harbor, and this unsuspecting cutter sails in from 2 months out at sea, so they have no idea what is happening. The Western Union sails up. The next thing, they're being bombarded with conch fritters, Cuban bread, water balloons. So the Coast Guard, not knowing what's happening, went and got their water hoses and just sprayed the heck out of them.
Party down.
It was. The battle lasted, I think, like about a minute. And
with bread
then
and
they ran
conch
away.
everywhere.
But the great thing is,
I'm just picturing it.
everybody in Key West gets to be their best 5-year-old. I mean, that's really the
Well, it's
bottom
true, because
line.
now you reenact the succession every single
Every
year
year.
in April, and it's a local event, but tourists also totally
we
get
have
involved.
people from around the world. We have a Conch Republic military, which Finbar was one of the founders. It also was formed the day of the succession. And it started with an Army, a Navy, and an Air Force. And now we have CIA, which are cuties in action. We have the Black Ops, but we never see Joe because he's never around. We have a Marine Corps Army, which has taken over, really trying to clean up the Keys from Hurricane Irma. So
Yeah.
they do like relief work in the mangroves
incredible.
every day, and just take out refrigerators that are still there, and then they'll plant more mangroves, and it's just an
I
ongoing
love that about the
process.
Florida Keys. The environment is such a key element
And
here,
everybody
tries to help.
contributes. Yeah, it's awesome.
In every way, shape, or form. Well, thank you so much
You
for
are
giving
welcome,
us.
and please come to the Conch
Yeah.
Republic. And if you want information on the festival, conchrepublic.com.
Thank you.
Everything you need.
ConchRepublic.com. Everything you need on this brief little history lesson that we've given you. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing something really cool. Do you like key lime pie?
I love key lime pie. I hope it's Kermit's.
I am. I'm going to Kermit's.
Our boat was
Maybe
docked
you should
next
come
to
with me.
Kermit's for years. We love him.
All right,
It's the best on the island.
All right, well, that is coming up on Morning Live, so don't go anywhere. Harry S. Truman, Little White House, is where you find us now, here in beautiful Key West, and it's literally like I have stepped back in time. Clinton, this is incredible.
Thank you very much for that. And that is the exact reaction that almost every single guest that walks into this building has for the first time. You step in through the foyer entrance, and it's like, you hear the guests.
Yeah.
I've stepped into my parents' grandparents' house, you know, and sometimes bigger, sometimes maybe a little bit nicer, but
Both.
No, this house built in 1890 ultimately became known as the Truman Little White House because President Truman made 11 presidential visits to Key West during his presidency, totaling 175 days of that presidency, running the country from this house.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's we're quite proud of it, and you know I'll go ahead and say that we said the house is 1890 was built then. What you see in it today is 1949.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And the amount of ashtrays in here is shocking to me.
Well, and of course, we're trying to recreate the period. And in 1949, let's face it, smoking was very common.
It was very common. We didn't know how bad it was for you then, I guess.
No, and you'll see, in an effort to help recreate that, we have showcased one of those magazines straight down there.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking camels. That's hilarious.
Now, of course, Truman was not a smoker himself, but again, many of the people that would have been here with him.
Right?
Absolutely.
And a lot of these objects are from there. Like they're original pieces.
Many of the pieces of the furniture in the home are original to when President Truman was here.
So he could have sat on that couch.
Absolutely, and was used by the Truman family during their time in Key West.
Wow.
Other pieces have been acquired by the museum, by the Key West Harry S. Truman Foundation, to recreate the time frame.
Okay.
And so the area that we're in right now, and this is known as the poker porch and bar area. Of course, this was President Truman's bar
personal
area.
bar.
Absolutely. And
It's like a personal bar.
yeah, and almost every night when they were here, the day would finish in the poker porch, playing poker. You know, kind of like just meeting with his group, with the leaders that he had at the time.
Well, because this was quite often used as a retreat, right? This was known as like the winter White House.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as we step into other forms of the house, of course, our lovely dining room used in the morning, lunch and dinner at times, and you know, and during President Truman's first visit to Key West, he had 60 staff members with him. On that 11th visit, 200 staff members.
Whoa!
Now, this is just a 7-bedroom home, very small kitchen. So the USS Williamsburg, the presidential yacht, traveled with for every visit as well.
Okay.
And the crew would stay on board the presidential yacht. Food service would happen on the presidential yacht, and then be delivered here to the home.
Well, of course, that would make sense.
Yeah.
We are running out of time here, but I need you to tell me about this space because this is stunning.
So
this is incredible.
this is the living room, and at times This room would be used at night to run movies, just gatherings amongst the group. While other members were busy playing poker, you could be sitting in here in the luscious living room,
Right.
watching the daytime movies at the time.
One question. Were there ladies here?
Yeah, I mean, well, President Truman's wife and daughter
Yeah.
did travel with them periodically.
Yeah.
They made about half the visits.
Right.
And they stayed, their bedrooms are upstairs.
Okay.
But again, most of the staff members of the time were all male. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, this is such a cool place. This is one of the biggest tourist destinations that you need to visit when you come down to Key West in the Florida Keys. You want to get the tour of the whole house. Now, coming up, you like key lime pie?
Yes,
Yeah.
very much. My favorite pie.
Who doesn't like key lime pie down
Totally
here?
agree.
We're going to be hanging out with Kermit, and you're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you stay tuned. There's a lot more coming up on Morning Live. Well, I hope you're hungry because we are now at our final destination in Key West. We've made our way to Kermit's. It's famous for its key lime pie. It doesn't just have the regular key lime pie. It has all sorts of flavors of key lime pie. And the man himself, Kermit, happy birthday, Kermit.
Thank you.
It was his birthday yesterday, so we're celebrating him today, aren't we?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Tell me about the store. How long have you guys been here?
This is our 30th anniversary,
Wow,
so we're really excited for the new year.
I bet. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to me about this pie because I know I'm going to have to eat it.
Well, this is my grandmother's recipe that she taught me when I was a kid.
Is
She
it a secret recipe?
No.
Oh, okay.
You could buy our bottle of juice, and the recipe's right on the bottle.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
Okay, so it's your grandmother's recipe.
it's my grandmother's
She
recipe.
taught when you were.
A little boy. High school, actually. I
Really?
came down for high school, senior year, and she taught me how to make the pie.
Okay, and
So-
it's been kind of history writing itself ever since?
Ever since, yep.
Wow.
I decided to open a store in Key West. I came down here. My sister said, you have to do a theme. What do people come to Key West for? She said, and I said, key lime pie.
It's very true.
And the rest is history.
Okay, so what do we have in front of us here?
We've got a traditional key lime pie, which
Okay.
we make regular or we make a gluten-free. We have a strawberry key lime pie, and we have a coconut key lime pie.
Okay. I'm going to try the regular one first because, of course, we've come all the way from Miami. We've driven our way down the Keys. Viewers, they know that we've been eating a lot of key lime pie, and we've been rating them as we go. Oh, wow. It's sweet, yet tangy, crispy, yet soft.
Pucker
Is that a good?
perfect. Pucker perfect.
Pucker perfect. Check out the back of my t-shirt. What does it say, Kermit?
It says, yippee pie yay, mother pucker.
How great is that? All right, strawberry time. Now, I'm assuming I'm still going to taste the lime, correct?
Absolutely. Just a subtle strawberry flavor.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Thank you.
When did you start the flavor pies?
About 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, so they've been going for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, coconut, here we go.
Now, I don't like coconut cream pie, but I love it with the lime.
Interesting.
It's completely different.
It's like that little after taste of
Yes.
coconut.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Very
okay.
subtle.
So, people have been telling me here, the number one pie that I have to try is your chocolate key lime pie. Talk to me about this while I'm eating it.
I was out in California about 25 years ago, and they had cheesecake dipped in chocolate. And I thought, wow, I wonder how the key lime pie would taste dipped in chocolate. We came back and tried it, and the contrast between the lime and the chocolate is amazing.
This is my favorite. This is number one.
It became our number one seller.
We've eaten so many pies since we come down from Miami of key lime pie. This is my number one favorite. Congratulations, Kermit, you won.
Thank you.
You won. All right, Kermit's is a tourist destination that you cannot miss when you come down to Key West. Thank you so much for having us today. We've had a wonderful time at your store. Come on down to Kermit's, check it out. Hope you've enjoyed these segments of our travels all the way through Key West, or the Florida Keys, ending off at Key West with delicious key lime pie from Kermit's.
Thank you.
Thank you.